It may be late July and it may be summer, but our weather's not going to act very summerish over the next several days. Let's talk about it in this Friday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup.
Thank you to Storm Pro Solution for sponsoring today's Texas Weather Roundup. You can find them on the web at stormprosolution.com.
Good morning on Texas Storm Chasers. Baldy and Chief David Reimer. It is Friday, the 19th of July, 2024. Hopefully the echo is not too bad. I'll try to make sure it's not in post-processing. But yeah, we're here in Grand Prairie, Texas for the Twisters premiere. We enjoyed a VIP experience last night. We're going to be at a theater here off Interstate 20 and Carrier Parkway for a evening showing this evening and a couple of afternoon showings tomorrow on Saturday. So if you're in the area, want to come out and grab some free TSC gear, see the movie, meet us, participate in some Q&As, hey, you're more than welcome to join us. But let's get on with the weather, and the weather is actually going to be pretty active for late July. We had some scattered showers and storms yesterday, and we're going to be doing that again today, especially across parts of South Central Texas, South Texas, into the Rio Grande Valley. Maybe a few pop-ups across the eastern half of Texas this afternoon. It may be less active than yesterday. Tomorrow evening, or I should say tonight and tomorrow morning, storms in the Panhandle. Then tomorrow looking like we're going to see a increase in thunderstorm chances across the western third of the state, especially across the Panhandle, West Texas, Northwest Texas, the Big Country, into parts of North Texas, maybe into the Concho Valley as well, and the borderland. Otherwise, we're going to see pop-ups in association with a sea breeze, Southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, and, well, South Texas, Rio Grande Plains, Rio Grande Valley, Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. So we take a look at the longer range American weather model, the global forecast system. Rain chances will continue Sunday into Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. You can see highest coverage of storms expected during the afternoon, evening hours, but we are going to see some activity continue Sunday night into Monday morning, especially across the northwestern two-thirds of the state. It's only going to keep on going from there. Monday evening into Tuesday and Wednesday. It looks like the southeastern two-thirds of the state will have the highest chance for rain. You can see it looks like we may have some folks getting quite a bit of rain as we head into early next week. Not something we typically see outside of tropical blobby mischief this time of year, but, well, we're going to get it. You could see Wednesday. I mean, look at all that rain. And again, at this point, it does look like parts of really the southern half of the state, southeastern half of Texas, could end up with maybe 2 to 4 inches of rain, maybe even a bit more than that. Over the next 5 days, we definitely may have some localized flooding issues materialize early next week. We'll have to keep an eye out, make sure rain totals don't go up anymore. But yeah, we're going to get a lot of rain out of this. And with all that chance of rain, we're also going to see cooler temperatures, below average temperatures for late July. No, we're not talking about, temperatures in the 50s and 60s. I mean, we might have some lows in the 60s, honestly, but, we're not talking about December. When I say below average, that's usually highs in the 80s to lower 90s. Here's the wildfire outlook for the state over the next few days. You can see generally low to moderate fire danger expected in the state of Texas, which is good because the national preparedness level for firefighting resources just maxed out yesterday at PL5, which means there are multiple significant wildfires ongoing in multiple geographical areas across the country, and firefighting resources nationwide are being stretched, which means we may need to start sending some mutual aid outside of Texas in terms of firefighting resources before too much longer. The West Coast is not having a good time right now. But again, yeah, it's going to rain. High temperatures over the next several days. Well, here's today. Today being a less active day in the storm department means we're going to warm back up across the western two-thirds of Texas. But hey, if you end up with a pop-up storm in your area this afternoon, it'll cool you off into the 70s and 80s, though the humidity will be atrocious. Highs this afternoon, generally mid to upper 80s across the Arklatex, Northeast Texas, East Texas, into the Golden Triangle. We're looking at 90s Southeast Texas, the coastal plains, Coastal Bend, Rio Grande Valley, maybe flirting with 100 in McAllen up to Laredo, Del Rio. Otherwise, 90s this afternoon. Hill Country Edwards Plateau, South Central Texas, up into Northwest Texas, the Big Bend, the Concho Valley, the Panhandle, West Texas, the Permian Basin, the Big Bend region, the Trans-Pecos, Guadalupe, Davis Mountains, out into the borderland of far West Texas. Tomorrow, a bit cooler in the Panhandle, West Texas, upper 80s. Otherwise, again, we're going to make it up into the 90s by the afternoon across most of the state, but with increased chances for precipitation by the afternoon to early evening hours. We're going to see several areas get cooled down into the 80s with some of that rain-cooled outflow. Sunday, how about highs in the 80s for the Panhandle, West Texas, most of the big country, Northwest Texas, the Concho Valley, parts of the Permian Basin, Texoma, Northeast Texas, East Texas, Southeast Texas. Again, it's not all that difficult to get up into the 90s by the late morning, early afternoon hours, but as we see increasing rain chances, we'll probably see high temperatures for several folks occur around lunchtime, and then as rain coverage increases, temperatures falling as that rain-cooled outflow arrives in any given location by the afternoon hours, at least for most folks. An exception, deep South Texas, the Edwards Plateau, the Rio Grande Plains, you can see still making up to about 90. Now, as we get into Monday, it's actually even cooler across the state. Several places may only have highs in the lower 80s. The Panhandle, West Texas, how about 83 Monday for a high temperature on Monday in the Amarillo, 83 in Lubbock, 84 in Midland and Odessa, 87 in El Paso, 87 in DFW, Texarkana, 85 in Tyler, Longview, about 87 in Houston, 90s, about 90 to 93 in Corpus Christi, about 99 in Laredo, about 96 in McAllen, 87 in El Paso, about 80, 78 to 80, Guadalupe Mountains, the Davis Mountains. So again, that's pretty darn nice for late July in the summer months when, the last two summers, by this point, we were hitting hundreds every day and usually closer to 110. As we go into Tuesday, kind of the same story, a little warmer, but again, with all the chances for rain, most of these high temperatures may occur in the morning, and we may struggle to get up into the 90s across several parts of the state, which again, highs in the 80s with rain chances. If we're not getting hit by a hurricane, and we're not, that is certainly a blessing. Here's the Climate Prediction Center outlook for July 24th through 28th. So pretty much next Wednesday through the following Sunday, continued below average temperatures are probable across Texas and parts of the Mid-South into the southern United States, with above average rain chances continuing into next weekend across all of Texas and the eastern half of the United States, even into parts of Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and New Mexico with the monsoon. So again, not your typical summertime forecast, and honestly not one I thought I'd be making. I predicted that we'd be in our third summer of hell in a row, and make no mistake, summer's not over. After all this is done, we're probably going to get really hot and humid again, but for now, we're going to take our blessings when we can get them. So enjoy it, because we're probably going to pay for it in August in terms of heat, humidity, and probably some tropical mischief, unfortunately. But that'll be it for your Texas Weather Roundup on this Friday. We will have no video on Saturday. We typically don't do weather roundups on the weekend, but given the active weather next week, we will try to push a video out Sunday morning. We're simply just bogged down with commitments on Saturday. So we will be doing a special live video Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for our Spinny Doomers here on the Texas Weather Center YouTube channel. And speaking of which, it's Friday, which means it's time to give our Spinny Doomer shout out. Got to give our shout out to r/tornado chats, Love, Live, Laugh, Jacob Benitez, Amanda Cakes, Anthony R. Pelosi, Ryan Tucker, and Jacqueline Alvarez. Thank you for being Spinny Doomers here on the Texas Weather Center, and thank you to all of our supporters and subscribers here on the Texas Weather Center. As always, you can get your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, daily Texas weather roundups, and more in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps for your device. And as always, your daily Texas weather roundups here on the Texas Weather Center YouTube channel. We'll chat with y'all again by Sunday. unless you join us live tomorrow. Have a great Friday, and as always, God bless.